Udupi is name of place in southern part of the India. In that vegetarian food, this South Indian food is very acceptable and very easy to digest, and it is very good. In the Udupi, the popular dishes are the idli, vada, and all type of doshas. Idli is made out of the lentil and rice, which is mixed together and put one night in the water. After that, we are putting on the grill as a crepe. We have to treat the customer as our guest, not as a customer. First of all, we are inviting some people to our house. I am very much interested in cooking and serving the food to the customers. And my intention is always to make them happy, and my intention is always to have that vegetarian food. That is my intention.
So Fausto,
yes.
You say that Udupi Palace is the perfect place to veg out. Tell us why you chose it.
I think that Udupi Palace was the first place I ever ate when I moved to Chicago. What makes Chicago so special is all these neighborhoods within a neighborhood. And Udupi represents the uniqueness of the Indian neighborhood of Chicago. And it specializes on a southern Indian style cuisine that mostly is like pizza-like pancakes and pancake-like pizzas. That you have sort of these fermented rice and bean crepes that you get to eat with lots of interesting seasonings. And even though you may not be a vegetarian, it is a cuisine that's really going to expand your consciousness of what food is.
Well, it is a very unique style of cuisine. Just as there are, regional differences in the United States. We have Northern Indian food, which is mostly, it has a greater influence with dairy and milk and butter. Southern Indian food, you get more of the rice and lentils, as you were saying. So there is sort of a difference there. And Udupi, what are some of your sort of specialties that they do there?
Well, they have this wonderful appetizer called the Diddley, steamed idli. I'm sorry. You remember it now? You remember Bo Diddley. Or it's like if Ned Flanders named their appetizer or something. But it's called the steamed idli, which is kind of like a steamed cream of wheat, almost like a savory pastry. And you dip it with these kind of tamarind, mint, or coconut sauces, and it comes with a little soup. But I recommend that people actually order something like the masala dosa, because every time I go with somebody and they order the safe thing, and then they see somebody sitting at the table next to them, and they bring out this very spectacular, beautiful crepe, they go, oh, they get buyer's remorse. I wish I ordered that.
We ordered it, and it was spectacular.
Now, how did you decide to order it?
My wife saw it coming out at another table early in our arrival, and she said, "What is that?" We ordered it, and I couldn't stop eating the bread. I mean,
isn't that wonderful?
What's inside is wonderful too, but the bread, it was just wonderful, and that their mint chutney was the best I've had.
So see, my problem was I thought it was excellent, and I'm a total Indian novice, but I think that was the problem, is there was no help. Like, I got this menu, and I read it as carefully as I could, and I understood very little of what I should order, tried to ask the waiter and have a dialogue about it because I was lost, and all I could get was spicy, not spicy. I'm like, specialties, popular dishes. Should I try this? Do you like this? Do you eat this? Nothing. So
well,
my
the waiter barely speaks English. You're going for an adventure there.
It was an adventure, and we ordered well. I was definitely happy.
What did you order?
We had the masala idli, which sound different than yours. They were like the best tater tot I've ever had, or like little latkes.
Yeah.
And you dip those, loved them. The samosa, which were great. I should also say I left in a food coma because I couldn't stop eating. And the bread, we got two different types of bread, which I'm not even going to try and butcher the pronunciation. One felt more like a pita bread, and one was a little denser and more flaky.
The paratha, which is looks more like a flour tortilla.
And something that sounded
thinner.
like chapati, not a chapati. So I loved the food. I just wish I knew a little bit more going in. Maybe I should have done homework.
You should definitely read the Wikipedia entry for Southern Indian cuisine before you go to this place.
I didn't know I should do that.
So you need like an instruction manual, because you're on your own in that restaurant.
I did mix it, but that was about it.
We did ask questions, and perhaps we had the one server that was more conversant, but he was helpful. We asked a few questions and got some guidance. Now, the one dish we always order at every Indian restaurant is an okra dish. This was an outstanding dish, not the lightest dish. It was in a pretty heavy oil, but it was delicious, and we we ate a good bit of it.
Well, part of me was amusing just imagining you guys actually eating at this place.
Who goes to a place like Udupi Palace? I mean, you have so many choices on Devon, but who specifically goes to like an Udupi Palace?
Somebody who's adventurous and somebody who wants to explore the neighborhoods in Chicago, and certainly the Indian neighborhood of Chicago on Devon Street is a very unique place. You definitely want to try to go there in the afternoon, and sort of when you're done eating, walk around and look at the stores and soak in. You feel like you're not even in Chicago. You feel like you're in the middle of India.
There's a staycation element to Devon, because it's like, it's one thing to have the experience inside, but then as soon as you walk outdoors, the experience carries over.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So Rachel, what did you bring to drink? The restaurant is BYOB.
Well, as much as I enjoy BYOB, it was a Monday, so I decided to go without wine. But I'm in this BYOB club, and we do a monthly dinner all over Chicago. We've been doing it for 2.5 years, and we've never done Indian food before. I thought it was relatively inexpensive. You had heaping portions. It would be fun.
It'd be really fun if you do go. I actually really like Prosecco with Indian food.
Really?
Because it's has a little bit of sweetness to it, and it's bubbly and it's refreshing, because you have so many different types of flavors in front of you that it's hard to just kind of pick one wine that's going to go with everything.
I wouldn't know what to pair.
And I'm telling you, the Prosecco, I had it recently, and it was really tasty.
Did you drink when you went?
I had a hangover when I went. So I did not.
So Fausto, you picked Udupi Palace. Give us a summary.
Udupi Palace is a palace of exotic tastes and pleasures, unique to the neighborhood on Devon Street in Chicago. It is a fabulous place for the adventurous type, and if you like Indian-style crepes.
All right, Guy.
Wonderful sauces, the best sauces I've had, and very fine food.
All right, Rachel.
It was an exciting culinary experience, but there was zero roadmap. In the future, I recommend using Wikipedia to figure out what you should order before you arrive.
All right, well, you can get a true taste of Southern India at Udupi Palace, 2543 West Devon, 773-338-2152. Open for lunch and dinner every day. Reservations are accepted. Alcoholic beverages are BYOB, and the average tap per person is $25.